Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new AMP63, which has various ways to unlock it. I found the zombies way by far the easiest. Took about 25 minutes. Jump in, get 400 critical kills. If you don't have zombies, just look at the challenge. You can back out of the matches. It is just a little bit tedious. You got to get the pistol kills for like 20 matches or something crazy. So that or buy the blueprint, and hopefully by the end of this you'll have an idea of whether or not it's something you even want to unlock or not. That's kind of one of the key things I like to cover with brand new weapons, is whether or not you should be grinding them out and whether or not it's worth buying a blueprint if you want to go ahead and activate it right away. Are you missing out? Is it broken? So if you enjoyed the video, learned something new, please do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back, just double check, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Let's go ahead and get into it. So couple of different things with this gun are that it does have an extended mag. 25 bullets is kind of cool and all. And I know that when it first dropped, I went over some of the stats. I was able to get a little bit of access to it in a private match before they disconnected it. So we already had a lot of that data. We got a good idea of whether or not it's good or not. But you kind of get a good look at what's available. And then when you max it out, it does take a little bit, like most of the guns, but then you will have the access to a Kimbo, and even with the Kimbo, it reduces the damage. So I don't know if it's necessarily going to be the way to go. As far as the testing goes, pretty much I go little by little. I look up how much damage I'm doing in here. I'm aiming for specific areas. This time around, I needed to double check for Kimbos. So pretty much all I do is go run up to the bots in a private match of Warzone. There's actually a private area where it's kind of like intro to battle royale or whatever. You go in there, you shoot the bot, you look at the damage, you shoot the bot again, you look at the damage, and you continue to do this, and you identify how good weapons are. So I was testing at various ranges, testing at different damage spots. You can see when I'm opening up the menu, that's really what I'm looking for there. And that's pretty much how that particular aspect goes. And you just do that process. You do the rate of fire, you time how fast it fires, and then it just gives you a really good idea of whether or not this thing will be meta based off pure TTK alone. A lot of times, if a gun is really hard to use, but the TTK is really good, high skilled players might use it. Or if it's held back by something like AS Val, where the magazine's only 30, a lot of people just avoid using that, even though theoretically it has the best TTK out of the full auto weapons. And I think this one ends up falling into a similar bucket for a couple different reasons. Let's go ahead and talk about the stats. So right off the bat, it doesn't look too bad, because if you only landed chest shots, you could get a 456 TTK. The only problem with that is you actually have to land all 7 shots to the chest. If even one hits a limb, you're going to end up with an 8 shot to kill, which is still pretty okay, which would be 532, and only 2 chest shots needed for that. So this will be like a little bit of a double edge, where sometimes it feels like it deletes and you're like, damn, it feels good. And then there's other times where it's going to feel like garbage. And most of the time it's going to feel like garbage because the TTK isn't great. And on top of that, the rate of fire is terrible. Not terrible in a way that, you know, it's just bad overall. Long range guns generally can get away with this, but up close, you need a maximum efficiency and forgetfulness from that rate of fire. That's why generally a lot of the meta weapons are right around 800-ish RPM, because if you miss one bullet, you maybe add 40 milliseconds to your TTK. Slow rate of fire, maybe you're adding 80 to 100, so you miss 2-3 bullets. It ends up being really bad for you in terms of TTK. Then I went and tested the exact same thing. That's what I showed right now on the screen a little bit earlier. And then we tested the different values for the Akimbo, and the Akimbo does get less damage, and you can see it's significantly less. And this is their way of balancing the gun out. And you can see right here, 670 is a little bit better for limbs. If you get 2 in the mix, you'll end up with the 622 TTK. You might as well end up with a single. The Akimbos are going to be less accurate. You're going to miss. So Akimbo's 100% not the way to go. Based off these TTKs alone, they're not particularly good. Even if you get the 11 shots to kill, you need 9 chest shots out of the 11 to get that. And you can't really control where you're aiming, even if with the tightest hipfire spread. So it creates a lot of issues in my opinion. So overall, based off that information, I would not use that one, but you can see True Game Data has updated the pistols in here, not with all the attachments, but at least for the attachments that are important. And you can see that the Psykov comes out as the top dog. If you need a close range option for your pistol, they can be running with your Ghost loadout. I think the other one above that is going to be the Diameti, and then we have the M19s, which in Akimbo end up being in this range as well. So it's just a matter of preference for that. I probably would not use the Renetti though, but this gives you the option. You got the Diameti, the Psycob with the fully automatic single version, or akimbo M19s, and that ends up being what is available to you. So I would not recommend really urgently trying to unlock this, and I would not recommend buying this blueprint at all, because you will likely never touch this weapon unless it receives a buff. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, learned something new. If you did, please do me a favor, hit the like button if you're brand new, want to find your way back. Just double check, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.